finally transformed back into a female dwarf? What by you were we looking at then?
I have some questions.
Moving right the bloody snot. Dwarf Fortress. With its delicate fairy tales, desperate follies, dastardly foes,
The mouse devil.
and damn good fun.
What? No!
Dwarf Fortress. This is Dwarf Fortress. Stop sending my videos to 90-year-old German grannies finishing up their knitting tutorials, YouTube. Dwarf Fortress. Ahem. A kutam milunu diz wamid. Welcome one and all to my Ageless Realm, which is 259 years old and so ageless in the same way something is priceless. Ergo, really bloody aged. Last episode we followed the dirty capitalists of Firegem, where we learned that it is completely possible to live on the surface gouging a living out of clay crafts. This time I thought we might do something a little more interesting than watching mud dry. Murder! Over here, in the easternmost side of the south of the Ageless Realm, we have the forts of the Post of Tusks, sister dwarfs to our previously known tools of taming. The Post of Tusks are at war with the goblins, which is of course a normal state of affairs for dwarves. Or anything with a pulse that isn't goblins, actually. I hope to use this already prepared enmity to have some big squishy bloodbath style battles. As such, we'll be looking for somewhere not too far from the action, but still away from the main forts, as they all pong. And I've found this delightful little tropical grassland beside some Badlands, on this stream called the Couple of Tactics, which suits our dwarves down to and then under the ground, as they do only have two tactics, that being digging deep and shitting the bed. So yes, here on the Bearded Hill we shall be creating a new fortress. One of gore and war and hopefully no snore. A fort that shall be known as Bloodringed. Strike the earth! So here we are, above our broken-wheeled wagon at a bend in the Couple of Tactics. Now that we're here, it'd probably do some good to just do a quick rundown of the dangers in the area, the biggest of which being the hippos. I'm not all too worried about them personally. I've never seen a hippo stay on a map tile for longer than a few months before buggering off, but we should at least note them. The other non-elephant in the room is this here, a portion of the sinister Badlands that we connect to on our west, where we have the opportunity to farm eyeballs. Beautiful baby blue stalky buggers, which, frankly, I want nothing to do with. Hate being stared at by people, let alone foliage. I've done a little scribble of them here so as to show just how unsettling they are. Yes, we'll be keeping clear of them. But anyway, forewarned is forearmed, and I've got to hand it to our dwarves, already elbow deep into martial training. With so few men at arms, we've split them into 3 groups of 2 to train on tri-monthly rotations. Zolban and Toulon here being collared first. Careful dwarves, it's all in the wrist. With the other 2 squads swapping after a few months. They named themselves, as they are wont to do, so please welcome the Mechanical Gates, the Rough Labyrinths, and the Helmed Racks. a more terrifying trifecta of squads you shan't find anywhere on my Ageless Realm. Oh, and already it's Zuglar and Lytest's turn. Maybe a month is too short. Anyway, we've jumped forward a touch and you can see we've created a dry moat around the wagon. This we've done because of a particularly dusty problem I have yet to mention, but also just for general defense. We did the whole surface building thing last episode, so I'm itching to get underground, which you can see we have now done. Thrown in a carpenter's workshop, a stoneworker's workshop, and a fish place. This last to deal with the honestly ridiculous number of mussels our fisher dwarf has already pulled up. We'll never go hungry, and at least we now have something to make crafts out of, I suppose. It's a start, and so far nobody has fallen down the moat hole. I suspect this last shan't. Ah, and the true villain of this area shows itself. A cloud, or clouds, a vile dust. Now, I have, apparently, decided to draw the clouds. Anyway, yes. Not sure exactly what this stuff will do to anything that comes in contact with it, but I will be trying to use it to my advantage. What I'm hoping won't happen is that these boars wander into it and cause trouble. They're formidable enough creatures without necromantic nonsense getting involved. I drew one.
Snodford? Snod!
She'll wake the goose! What? Oh yes, sorry. But look at this! Ha, quite a lot of lipstick on that pig. Quite. Get to the bottom of it, will you? You mean the pig? Yes, he can't get to the middle since we took his pitons off him. I'm pretty sure that whole joke was just for me. Take a look at this! A brand new water park slip and slide for our dwarves to enjoy, a handful of treacherous steps through cooling and pleasing mist spray. We've even got a well right at the bottom, so if anybody trips and falls, they've nothing to worry about. Big sturdy blocks in that construction. You'd have to be some kind of weak, baby-sized individual being carried to fall foul of this setup, and we're all adults here. Behind the foreshadowed death trap, then, is this swanky new dining area. We keep getting comments about how difficult it is to get past my British colloquialisms. So, calling the dining area swanky just means it's stylish and luxurious. To get the opposite, you would just needs remove the S. We've a food stockpile with the kitchen and brewery. Now just waiting for our little louts to quit being layabouts and start lugging lummies. Aha! It's migrants! A good group of them that'll more than double our current contingent. How lovely is that? They've decided to gather in a little group at the map edge for the most part, around this child, Iden Craftwarded. Don't worry too much for her safety. She is significantly larger than a baby, and as such shan't be carried down the slip and slide. She is interesting, though, so we'll come back to her. Now we can await their gathering in the dining hall. Oh, come on! Fine. Well, we only wanted to pick through for the best warriors for the military. Guess we need to eeny, meeny, miny, moe this task. Mincot to the mechanical gates. Ral to the rough labyrinths, and Rith to the helmed racks. That'll teach you all to pick daisies. Aban Mute Orb, our outpost liaison from the mountain home, here to discuss what goodies we'll be selling this go-around. You're back. All done? You okay? Yeah, eventually. Would have been a doddle without him helping.
duck's all scared of me.
She's a goose, and you're a walking water feature with a grace to match.
Calm down after I kicked her in the bumhole.
Cloaca.
Probably for a bit. I didn't know her name was Chloe.
There it is. Oh, I checked on the pit, and he said if he wants to talk to me, he can damn well do it himself. Right, okay. Anyway, we're requesting seeds, clothing, and drinks. I don't see us properly farming for a while, and textiles will be further off still. The mountain home are requesting figurines. It should be really easy to do, and seeing as we have all the mussel shells, I'm having an idea for something I wanted to do last episode. You'll see. Thank you, Aban. See you next year. Then we'll get to trading, the act of which shall be performed by the 6-year-old Iden Craftwarded. I told you she was interesting. Now, I have drawn a picture of her. Phew. Yes, here she is, practicing a craft that she hopes to continue into as an adult. The clink of, well, not coin, the riffle of, no, not notes, the...
Kasploosh!
Yes, thank you, Gainsborough. The kasploosh of trade goods is precisely what Iden wishes to continue to hear. Right, you horrible lot. It's time for a fighting demonstration.
Steady
Beg
on.
your pardon? Excuse me, I am militia captain. Only appointed by Flam. It was the largest loogie. It counts. Rith, what are you doing here? TV is broken. Not the thimble?
Done it.
Oh, exactly, I can't. Ow! That is a demonstration of striking.
Are you bleeding, Zutthan?
Maybe now you'll listen. I'll show you striking. On to dodging. Hup. Stay still, a cobner, Sean. Hup, 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 hup. Gah! I knew Zalban would make a great militia captain. Not that they know I had a hand in anything. You thought they meant me for a second there, though, didn't you? No, the dwarves of the Iteb Bufut decide seniority with a quaint little ritual of saliva slinging. They stand in a line and spit at a tree. The winner is decided upon based on distance, accuracy, and consistency. They all cheat, of course, hence Zutthan shouting egg at Zalban. A well-known thickening agent for the glandularly deficient. Zalban is young, but wily, with a lot to prove, and that will do her in good stead for the trials to come. Carry on that dwarf. Oh dear, it happened. One of the pretty piggies got too close to the vile dust and has turned into a husk. What horrors await us now? Oh. Well, that's just rude. Here we have our fortress really coming together underground. I'm trying for a specific shape. Can you guess what? Anyway, to the north are our first group of bedrooms. No slumming it in a dormitory for the dwarves of Bloodringed. Me, no. Not exactly fancy, but smoothed and furnished adequately for now. In the centre, then, is the dining hall, still as yet unnamed, and little changed from before, beyond the addition of a small office for our expedition leader, Onged. Then more bedrooms to the south. 24 all told, more than enough for our population of 22. With creature comforts covered, care can come crawling on to combat. Here you can see a large room designated for clearing. This space, when completed, shall be our holdfast, our bastion, and main point of defence from all without who wish to pierce within. We shall also be staging our forays below from beyond here. Once it is fully completed, this shall be the only way in, or out, of Bloodringed. And trust me when I say it shall earn its name. Short jump forward and we've completed the Bastion and have cleared 2 spaces. One north, one south, for the future trade depot and cavern access respectively. Ignore the wet ramp for now. First, I want to show that we've been digging towards the caverns, but we've been stopped by 2 aquifers, each spanning multiple layers, which has brought our progress to a screeching...
Kersplooshing!
Right. Kersplooshing halt. Don't you just gotta smooth the walls? I have, but we need the stair pool to dry up before we dig any deeper, for fear of drowning our miners should we hit another aquifer. Can't you make one of them sucky, spinny pump things? Screw pump. Tetchy. Ugh. Back at the main fort level, I wanted to acknowledge that this space may look a little... crag smashy. After watching his latest short fort series, I was intrigued by his use of a too-high fighting area for the utilization of mezzanine-mounted bolt throwers. We have no bolt throwers, but we also have no real military as of yet, so we can call this future-proofing. We'll test and adapt as needed. This is my first foray into large-scale battles and fortress defense after all. Now, back to the wet ramp. This does in fact continue on, up through another aquifer, to come out on the surface a calculated distance from the eyeball fields. My idea, and please don't tell me how bad it is to hope that when a vile force of darkness arrives, half of it gets a blast of vile dust and starts fighting the other half. We can then mop up, or sweep up, the survivors. No, please hold your applause.
Nobody is clapping.
You don't have a musical soul, do you, Gainsborough?
No, but I do got a musical arse.
And that's one. Well, that's one that you've seen. Hasn't been a month go by without somebody falling into the moat.
Aren't moats supposed to be wet?
Well, no chance of that. It's Flem's moat. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, our warriors are still training up here, right on the edge. So it's hardly a surprise they're falling in now and then. Luckily, we were just about done with the literal bare bones, no pun intended, of a hospital. We weren't quite quick enough with the bed, so Lightast has decided to sleep on a bucket in the corner. But he seems happy enough, so we'll let him be. Now to the baby ender 5000, the one and only well in our fort. I'm happy to say it's working perfectly fine, and being situated in the centre, it's very convenient for the hospital, which is the only use to which it's being put right now. The fact that it is working so adequately is a bit of a puzzler, because one of our dwarves managed to drop a wheelbarrow into it whilst ferrying rocks. How did they manage it? I haven't the foggiest, but they're spamming my notifications with their attempts to keep using it, so we'll have to forbid it. The wheelbarrow. In a full block of water. Reachable only by bucket. At the bottom of a well. Dwarves. Come on, Onget. Get your head in the game. You are the leader of this expedition, a dwarf of great renown. Oh, this is hard. Who's out there?
Hello, Onget.
Onget? Hi, Onget. Hi. Onget? Oh, gods, I can't do this. No, yes, I can. I refuse to live a lie. Nature is beautiful.
Oh,
yuck. Why is it green? I should never have done this. Well, that was, interesting. Bit of an understatement. Well, yes, I suppose to those not forearmed with the knowledge of Onget's deepest desires, it would be a little disconcerting to learn of them. In the flesh, as it were.
I think it was brave.
Brave? Yeah, I guess that's a word you could use. Bloody balmy would be another. Regardless, we do now know why he spends so much time on his own in the hospital at least. Because it was green? There's much dwarven medicine could do for that. No, because it's always empty.
Genital algae is no laughing matter. It's an occupational hazard.
I ain't touching that.
I never said you could.
The sharp-eyed amongst you will have noticed that the hospital had a sister room to the north. This is a temple. It was going to be to no specific deity, but this duck wandered in and started blasting everyone with his penance stare. So the dwarves made him a bishop. I was a little worried that he'd be stuck in here, but there's ample diagonal tiles to the door, so it'll be fine. Me knows how the dwarves are going to take to having such a foul-mouthed spiritual leader. I know they'll take to it like a bishop to water. The nonsense will be like water off a bishop's back. Hopefully he shan't be a lame bishop. Ran out of duck idioms. They just need to get all their bishops in a row?
No!
No, what do you know? You've got water plants in your pants. Moving on, we're following Sarvesh Relic Mile, an accomplished miner, who, with her husband Dumat, has partaken in the making of the creature with two backs, to make a little creature of their own.
Camels?
What?
No, Graham, camels have got 2 amps. Flem's talking about hide the sausage.
I knew a dog what like that.
Yeah, well, it's instinctual, isn't it?
Here is little Zuglar now.
Hot cloisters. What's that mean?
Means they were hiding it in the corridor outside the temple where any bugger could walk in and find it.
Are you quite finished?
I would do it in the hospital.
No, for the love of me.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause there's only that Unget guy then.
Summit tells me he'd be happy watching.
No, I'd make him turn round.
No, stop it.
In a Spider-Man costume.
Not fun. And Thimbleless Wraith is showing off her own generational prowess by convincing her spouse Rel that what their first baby needs is competition. And here is little baby Onal Copperwinter. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. You know a baby ends up in the will, and I thought this might be a fantastic time to drum up some delicious interaction. So, if you think Onal here is the baby that'll be sleeping in the wheelbarrow, drop a comment that reads, "I can't believe you tried to profit off of the sorrow of a grieving new mother, you absolute monster." If Zuglar, then comment Dwarf Fortress, blind, crack smash, funny, gaming, story, strategy. I'll give you a hint, it's Zuglar. No, the dwarfanity! You what? I was trying something. Yes, probably not. Anyway, as I said, Zuglar found his way into the well. Kasploosh.
How long was he down there?
What? Oh, the sprite. Well, dwarves are a very frugal race, and as such, if a baby happens to die, it will swell to the size of a fully grown dwarf, so as to alleviate the headache of differing-sized coffins. Well, that is also why dwarven cots are reinforced, to prevent the creation of wicker landmines.
How does using more material equal frugality?
Oh, hush! Zuglar's mother Sarvesh is inconsolable, in the sense that she doesn't seem to care a jot and therefore doesn't require consoling. Satisfied upon improving wrestling and fighting. I'm sure she just hasn't heard yet. It'll hit her when she stops training and goes for a drink. Yes, she'll taste the sorrow then. Talk. And Zuglar is entombed. See, normal coffin-sized coffin. I bet you're wondering how we managed to fish him out of the well. What well? Yes, we couldn't have our dwarves drinking baby sham forever, so we moved the well. In doing, we decided to build a retractable bridge here as a last line of defense, should our warriors fall in the Bastion. The reason for that is we had to dig out so much bloody space from the well to drain it and retrieve Zuglar, so now it's a feature and not a bug. And before you say it, yes, I know the damnable greenskins will just climb over. Much like dwarves. Nah. I never claimed it was an effective line of defense. Oh, whoops. Nearly drowned Zalban. Sorry about that, militia commander. Here we can see the area set up for industry, and the stockpile for the trade goods Bloodringed shall be known for. Mussel shell figurines of ducks. Much like those creepy china ornaments of rosy-cheeked infants your grandmother used to collect, we are having the dwarves crank out many types, styles and poses for what we shall be calling our natural river duck collection. A short conversation with Blind on one of his streams confirmed the world won't be flooded with them, as trade goods are not persistent once sold. But we can pretend the 200-year-old dwarven biddies will foam at the mouth for the chance to collect them all. And not just because our muscles are teeming with parasites. This one's laughing. Talking of China, we have finally discovered an expansive cavern deep underground, and my me is the game not kidding with the deep bit. Here you can see the cavern we found. It's bluish hue, denoting that we've skipped the first layer and have gone straight to the second. There's water, mushroom trees, spider silk, all the things a growing fortress needs. At elevation -83. For comparison, here is our fort, at -13. So, if we follow the stairs down, then down, then down, and 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 down, we're here. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and as soon as we crack the seal, it's... What on earth is that? Oh, I've had enough of this. Oh, Flem! I was taking a Oh, we're recording. Photograph. Yes, shut up. What is this about? It's what you asked for. I didn't ask for a recap of Snodford's internet search history. Oi! I told you you could draw the pictures if I could take credit. You've ruined it with your bloody weirdness. So I can leave the pet? Yes, fine. Go home to your wife. Yippee! Anyway, the dwarves have dealt with the troglodytes and are now facing an incursion by Ratherers, a sort of cat, lizard, dragon thing that John didn't deign to draw a picture of. But it is dead now too, so we just need to close up the hole to the cavern, so I've got our military, such as it is, holding the entrance to allow somebody to get down here and hang a door. Which would be a damn sight easier if the warriors would get out of the way. And we've more migrants, baby. No migrant babies, luckily. Though a handful of pilts, that's baby turkeys. And we're up to a frankly staggering 30 dwarves. I've set the cap at 150, just to let you know how slowly this number is creeping up. Then from migrants to this boar. It was only a matter of time before the surface creatures sought shelter from the horrifying, zombifying dust clouds, and frankly, with how good their sense of smell is, they'll probably do better than most in the dark down here. I say they, but it is just one sow. As far as I'm aware, there are no native cave boars, but perhaps she'll be adopted by the Ratherers. They're not grazers, so they might eat meat, but she seems a solid old girl. If anything untoward happens to her, I'll let you know. And we've our first strange mood. Rakust Paperang, the least durable of all the boomerang types, is an expert bone carver and is already working away, so we'll leave her to it to look at this bloody giant toad. It's doing a number on our dwarf Eshtan, who would most probably not have pulled through were it not for our kung fu pelt getting involved. John did, of course, draw this because he's ridiculous.
And the military dealt with the toad with no injuries, bar poor Eshtan. Yes, here she goes, being carried to the hospital. Looks to be mostly bruising, but there's a fair amount of torn flesh and mangled bits, so she'll definitely need looking at. And there she is. Right, on now to the toad, whom we shall be scrumming. Lovely bit of garlic butter, and it'll go down a treat. Now when Rakust got finished up in the excitement, she's created a 2-humped camel bone bin.
Oh, there's the camel.
And she's called it the subtlety of noiselessness, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a dwarven fart Jew. John drew this one too, though he failed to include the menacing spikes because he's a useless pile of human meat flaps. It's not worth much, but I like the idea of using a bone bin to hold bones, so I'll give it a pass. Can't say you did very much carving, but well done anyway, Rakust. Oh, for me's sake, more troglodytes! I've sent the warriors, but they're taking their sweet time, so one dwarf and a dog took the brunt of the attack. It would be nice to have an early warning system, but I'm not callous enough to leave the poor dog out there to face the music alone. A stupid idea, really. I'll be bringing it in after the second dog. Oh me, yes, just look at the poor thing. There we go, I've taken it off the rope. Dwarves don't have such a thing as a vet, so this will most probably just lead to it wandering off to die in the cave somewhere. But out of sight, out of mind. We've discovered another expansive cavern underground. Just ignore the giant elm being splattered. Yes, it would seem we have a twisty-turny downward path into the third cavern layer, straight from the second. This is good because it means we can prepare one single entrance on the second level for any prospective beasts or bugbears. Doesn't stop our need to continue delving down, we're still after lava and this ain't it. But progress is progress. Talking of lying to ourselves, here we can see Toulon Steelnets has gone into a strange mood to create us a fabulous new artifact. He is an adept weaver, so he's off to go crouch on his coffer in his bedroom, because we haven't a workshop around for cloth-related stuff. I guess that's what I'm off to sort now, though. Can't have him go mad after all. He might do something strange. Or stranger, anyway. Oh me, oh my, Toulon is done and has created a cave spider silk rope he's called Egelron Urith Ist Bar. Control Rage the Scar of Roses. It's a... Yes, all adults are more than capable of figuring out what it is. Thank you, Snodford.
It's a rope.
Yes, that's right.
A sticky rope.
Yes, well done. It has an image on it of Rakust making her bone bin, and you lot can make of that what you please. It also menaces with spikes of leather and silk, which John has once again failed to add to the drawing. I think he might be spike blind. The jokes write themselves sometimes, don't they? I bloody wish. Go home! Ah-ha-ha-ha! Now we're cooking with molten rock! This has been precisely what I've been looking for all this time. A way to bypass needing ridiculous amounts of coal just to be able to outfit our dwarves in iron, which we have found copious amounts of higher up. So now all I need to do is clear an area and set up the forges. Bloodringed is ramping up now. Then, with no interruptions, we got straight to it. 4 smelters and 4 forges, the latter little used whilst we wait for our iron bar stocks to pick up. Soon, though, we shall be hearing the ring of hammers on anvils, as our dedicated weaponsmith and dedicated armourer get to work. I haven't had opportunity to show it yet, but we're at 50 dwarves, so the military has grown apace. We'll need all the gear we can get soon enough, but maybe practicing on copper wouldn't be an awful idea. We don't have iron to waste. Talking of waste, I was messing around with the forges and Mincott went into a strange mood. As a fish dissector, I figured it wouldn't be worth noting. Then she went ahead and made a bloody shield. Ungeg Darude, the Storm of Sand.
It never is.
No, alright, it isn't. Failed climates, which is tangentially related.
Weak.
The shield itself is pretty pants, but John's picture was just too good to not make a big deal of it.
From big wobbly trog moves to bone carving art. That man can really do it all.
I have heard his genitals are an ordinary colour too.
I think I need help.
Go home!
Oh, bloody me! The dwarves of the charcoal denomination have decided that their mallard congregation leader is no longer sufficient for their spiritual needs. I guess it's time to get an actual dwarf in the cloth. We'll just reuse the temple to no specific god, though. I'm in no mood to waste more time with nonsense. Oh good, some nonsense. The were-tortoise Zon Odo Markim has come. A large tortoise twisted into humanoid form. Now you will know why you fear the night.
Morphs.
What? Anyway, yes, we have Zon here going on a rampage on the surface. Oh, he's found a human that's been loitering for a few months. Yeesh! Did he just strip the human down? Oh dear, well, we'll need to censor that.
It's like that video.
Not now, Snodford. He's back on the warpath. Where are his strategically ripped pants? Taken apart a sheep and... Oh, mind me, not again! Finally transformed back into a female dwarf?
What by you were we looking at then?
I have some questions.
Moving right the bloody snod on. From monstrous nightmare to nightmarish monster. Here is Saigon Snarl's words.
Oh, 'cause she's a zombie.
Nice, thank you. A legendary weaponsmith, creator of No Activity.
What's that, like a whip?
Yes, very good. Obviously the UI has its limitations. But yes, she is here visiting the charcoal denomination's temple. I decided to give them a new space after all, and not just because anybody who tried to enter the old temple got attacked by a duck in a mitre. She's not staying. We don't want visitors until the fort is set up proper, but it sure is interesting to see the new things you get when necromancers abound. Oh, and seeing as we've just visited the Sepia Cathedral, I thought it worthwhile to show who the Holy Gravel, the name for spiritual leaders of the charcoal denomination, is. It's Kumil, chosen by, of course, expertorial prowess. He can hit a hawthorn from 20 paces, which is very impressive, as this is pine country. Aha! And it's another of those lizardmen that like to call themselves lieutenants. Catslet dead shriveled.
Oh!
No, shush! I think these might be necromancer experiments. I'm not overly experienced with them though, so I could be wrong. They've not yet been hostile, so I don't feel we need worry about them. Oh damn, you don't see a were-creature for 13 years and then two come along all at once. The were-opossum Apak Kisnast Nakuv has come. A large opossum twisted into humanoid form. Now we will know why we fear the night.
I told you. Morphs. They're all flappy in your face.
Only if you stick a light bulb up your nose. Stop that and you're fine.
Great, that's Thursday night ruined.
It's on the surface and already at one of our warriors. This isn't going to be pretty. Ah, that one's dead already. Come on, dwarves. Is it? Ah, yes, I think it's dead. Burst asunder into a pile of bones. No, not now, Rith. Nobody cares about your dang boot. 4 dead. Zuglar, Ishtan, Burr and Lykod. Worse than that are these 3, Ral, Reg and Zutthan, who were all mauled by the were-opossum, and therefore most probably infected with possumthropy themselves. I really liked Ral. Well, there's nothing for it. As you can see, we have created little quarantine holding cells to await the next full moon. Despite their injuries, Ral and Reg jumped straight to and followed their special burrow's instructions. Zutthan hasn't been so receptive. It's been almost a month. Zutthan's squad isn't set to train at the moment, and she's just standing in the Bastion with no job, waiting to turn into a military-ending disaster. Get your rear into your 3-block cell, you pea-brained walking calamity! No, it's useless. Everybody wave goodbye to Bloodringed, taken down by one chatty idiot. Wait! Crisis averted! Zutthan finally listened and got herself into quarantine. Just in bloody time. They were all infected. Damn, damn, damn! Well, I guess that gives you another thing to comment about below. What should we do with our on-again, off-again horrific monstrosities? I think I'd like to let them socialise and work together, there being 3 of them. Or we could try and set up some sort of were-opossum production line. As I said, thoughts in the comments down below. Another month on, and we haven't let a little thing like 3 of our dwarves gaining a pouch stop us from building up our iron stores. To the point that we're now working on full armour and weapons. You'll have struggled to miss the bits and pieces on our dwarves during the were attacks. Well, we're almost all the way there. Ha! Back to were-opossums. Told you it had been a month. Oh, and we've started getting noticed. Snang here has... Oh dear. Snang here had been sent to snatch our children. This means the greenskins are aware of us and the real fighting will soon begin. And again, we're almost ready. Me damn it, the Grizzly Hall, ha, great name for a doctor's guild, have decided they need a guild hall. Stupid busy work. Okay, we'll make a space for you. Oh, for the love of me, the Brass Guild, a crass dwarf guild, now want a guild hall? Why? I want you at your workshops crafting, not in a bloody room talking about crafting. Fine, fine. The Farmers Guild? We only started farming a couple of months ago, and what possible reason could you have for wanting to talk about it? How complicated is yanking mushrooms out of mud, really? Fine, the Mountainous Hall shall have a guild hall too. Snod it, I'm making all this future Flem's problem. And we are done. Every dwarf in the military is armoured in fine iron and armed with, okay, granted pretty shoddy copper spears. But I think we're finally ready to close down the moat hole and have only our back passage open for business. Yes, calm down, bloody child. So, with us staring down a future of blood and gore with over 40 minutes of video behind, I think this would be a perfect time to end things. Calm down, I don't mean for good. We're going to need a part 2 up in this fort. So remember to subscribe so as not to miss the next installment. Like the video if you have fingers. Comment if you haven't already. Snod it. Comment if you have already. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you all again next time. Anu Zeshon, you most wonderful of individuals. Anus
Eshon.
Hello everyone, John here. This episode, wow, What a nightmare. With illness and my car breaking down and my real job being crazy, I just about managed to get the script for this written on the 2nd. Pulled it out of me, kicking and screaming. You may have noted some annoyance with YouTube in the video. This Dwarf Fortress creator stuff is super hard to do. We're a very hard to reach fandom who are very stuck in our ways, and YouTube knows it. So I've been fighting to get noticed. Waving my YouTube short arms around caused more problems, if you'd believe that, as the algorithm got confused and thought I was making Reddit forum slop or reaction tuber slop. A lot of slop is what I'm saying. When in reality, I'm just trying to show off the weird and wonderful world of Dwarf Fortress. I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling. I love doing this, but if it isn't going anywhere, then I have to be realistic and wonder if my effort wouldn't be better spent trying something else. I'm not sure what, but I've been here 3 years, and for the last year and a half, to call my growth glacial would be putting glaciers down. I don't know what to do. I've got no plans beyond getting Bloodring done, so no worries on me suddenly disappearing, but if you've got any ideas, please let me know. There's a Discord link in the description, and you can send emails to mail@crumpetsounds.com. Last episode got 500 views, and I feel so dumb being disappointed that 500 people spent time watching something I made, but there we are. Guess I'm dumb. Thanks for watching. Love, John.